What I noticed after riding a while is that I didn't probably tighten down the front. So after a lot of bumps, you can see that like it's moving up and down just a little bit here, right? So I'm just going to tighten it down. So I got a tool here. So I'm just going to tighten down this part. Now it's a lot more stable. So otherwise it's super comfortable, very nice. Right, so I took the bike out today for a longer ride. So about a 40 miles ride, and learned a couple things from this ride. So as I showed earlier on the video, one thing I noticed was that the monopost wasn't tightened enough. So now, you know, I hidden this halfway through the ride, and now you can see that, you know, it's just still like rocking a little bit. Let me actually move the camera up a little bit here, so you can see, you know, it's not tightened hard enough. And what I found out was that I can actually tighten it all the way up to 12 Newton meters. So I probably was a little bit, probably was way too conservative when I tightened it initially. So now I got my torque wrench here. I have everything set up to 12 Newton meters. So I'm going to really tighten this now to ensure that the monopost it won't shake up again, like it's tightened correctly. Okay, all right. So hopefully with this, I'll find out more from the next ride, but now it's just fully tightened all the way to 12 Newton meter. And another thing I find out was that I didn't tighten the left shifter enough, so you can see it can actually twist quite a bit. So I actually have to push it all the way back in again, and I have to use the 2.5 millimeter wrench. I think somewhere around here. I have to find out. I forgot whether it was 2 or 2.5, but should be somewhere around here. Maybe it's a 2 millimeter. So let me get another one. So let me try again, see if I can find it. All right, so looks like I need to probably get a flashlight to find out where it is, but let me talk about the other parts of the bike. So so it started raining little bit, I think towards the end of the ride, and I got some water drip up on this pad, and what I find out was that, oh yeah, it's definitely quite a difference. And I don't know whether I previously have some oil or something that I dripped it on it, but what I find out is there was actually a little bit of water on it, and then when I put my arm on, it was sliding a little bit, so it was not great. So I probably need to clean this, or making sure that, you know, like there's enough friction, because when it's sliding around, what happens is when I put my hands on it, it's just not a great feeling. Otherwise, things works out pretty well. I love this, by the way, compared to my previous armrest. This is so much nicer. Like I can ride an arrow all day, and I just feel super comfortable because my whole arm is resting on it. It's just very comfortable. And another thing I noticed up here is you can see this. These are the silicone wrap that I put on. Instead of using a bar tape, I used this silicone wrap. But as you can see, they kind of, it's not great. It's, excuse me. So they're just wrapping around a little bit here. I probably have to cut them off and reapply, or maybe just switch to using a traditional bar tape. And this is on the left side as well. It's curled up quite a bit. But surprisingly, on the aero bar, it stayed surprisingly well. You know, no problem at all. All right, so one thing I find out was that I was actually inserting the wrench on the wrong place. So this is a 2mm, and I actually have to insert it on the right side, on the left bar, and now I have it tightened up so hopefully it won't fall again. So walking through the remaining part, I'm impressed by these wheels. So these are Swiss size aero wheels. I have 60mm in the front, and the back I have 80mm. So today we have a fair amount of, it get windy. I think it's probably going around 10 miles per hour, so decent amount of wind, but it was super stable. I didn't have any problem at all. So kudos to those wheels. And I think finally the trail speed was a huge improvement for me because of two things. Well, first, there's more gearing, so it's easier for me to find the right gear to basically pedal at a good cadence. So that's a big plus. But the most important thing is because of Di2, I can shift. You know, either on the base bar sometimes when I'm descending, I'm just not comfortable using the aero bar, so I'm using the base bar when I'm descending, and it's just being able to upshift while going downhill is super helpful. And also the fact that, you know, when I'm just doing general shifting, I don't have to reach back to the base bar every time I need to shift. And to give you an idea what my old aero bar looks like, it's this guy. Right, so what I used to have to do is every time, you know, this, like the base bar, I don't have anything. You can still see the brake lever here now, and this is original equipment. So in the past, I always have to like reach back here, even I'm on my base bar, right? I have to kind of reach back up and shift, and it's just not convenient, and also. Take some effort to shift over here, especially the front derailleur, and just having the single shift just works really well for me. So I don't even have to think about when do I have to switch the front derailleur. Everything's taken care for me. I just have to focus on either upshifting or downshifting. So it's super easy. I think that's pretty much it, right? So and the hydraulic brakes are working pretty well. Definitely, especially the rear. I have a 160 on the rear and then a 140 on the front. The rear brakes are super powerful compared to the old mechanical ones, so I'm very happy with it. So overall, pretty happy with my setup, and yeah, and I'll probably do a couple more long distance rides just to shake things out and making sure things are working properly. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.